Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am,
Good
is it
morning,
audible?
sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, it
Shall
is
we?
on.
Okay, ma'am. Shall we start the session, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Welcome you, ma'am. Welcome to Kongunar College of Engineering, ma'am.
Thank you.
Welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Dear participant, before entering into our session, Mr. Dr. K. Suganya Devi, ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE, Assam. Let's see the short intro about our today's resource person. Bhaskar?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Very good morning to all gathered here with great joy and immense exultation. The presence of a true spiritual teacher, reading inspiring words and letting in inspiring thoughts tend to make the mind peaceful. Before going to a session, we will see the short intro about our resource person, Dr. K. Suganya Devi, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE, National Institute of Technology, Silchar, Assam. She obtained her Bachelor of Technology from University of Madras in 2003. She completed her Master of Technology from Anna University in 2008, and she obtained her doctoral degree from Anna University, Chennai at 2014. Her main research areas are image processing, medical image processing, multimedia, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. She possesses more than 15 years of experiences in teaching research both in academic and industries. As a part of her research, she has collaborations with the international scientists from France and also in Malaysia. She has published more than 60 publications in SCI journals and international conferences, and she published 6 books internationally. She acted as the chairperson and delivered special lectures in many international and national conferences and workshops. Currently, 10 PhD scholars are doing research under her guidance. She did several projects and got the patents for her 3 projects in 3 different domains. And she also got funds from various departments for many projects during her research curriculum. She is one of a gold medalist in MTech degree. She has received a Young Woman Achiever Award from Anna University for her able leadership and administrative skills. She has also received a she's
She's
got a various
got a various
awards
awards
during her
during her
curriculum.
curriculum. She is a successful person who succeeded during her young age itself. Now I request our resource person, Dr. K. Suganya Devi ma'am, to deliver her speech on the topic of development of an IoT and AI-based smart agricultural activities. Please, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. So, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. It's audible, ma'am.
Okay. So, at the outset, I would like to congratulate the entire team, right from respected chairman, respected principal, Dharmalingam sir, Karthikeyan sir, and their entire team for organizing this 1 week Atal FTP on such a wonderful topic, IoT smart agriculture. Also, I would like to thank for this opportunity to share a few words on the same. So, thank you, Bhaskar sir, for nice introduction. But my brief intro is I am produced by my parents and directed by my husband. As the producer and director go in hand, this movie is running successfully and I am standing before you. Okay, thank you. So, shall I share my screen now?
Yes, ma'am. You can share, ma'am.
Okay. Is it visible?
It's sharing, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's visible, ma'am.
Uh,
Your PPT is visible, ma'am.
It's visible, right? So I'll be
Yes, ma'am.
going to the slideshow. Okay. So it is visible, right?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Visible, ma'am.
Happy morning to all. And today I am going to just share some things, that is what are all the research and open challenges that is available on the smart agriculture. As this is the last day of this FDP, I hope you are well aware about all those things. Then what is the smart agriculture and all those things. So let me discuss about these research avenues, right? So this is a very well-known Tirukkural, that is Surandrum Erbinnathu Ulagam, Adanal Ulandum Ulavethalai. So on those days, the world, the universe is entirely depends upon the agriculture. So this Tirukkural is stating the same. But now the scenario is different, right? So now the scenario is the entire universe, the entire world is running behind the computers, and that is you can see in the picture, the humans are hooked, that is they are running behind the gadgets, but the machine started to learn, right? So with this, what we can do, why, because now this Tirukkural itself, we can call it as Surandrum Kadini Vinnathu Ulagam, right? So with the help of the system, how we can get back the same agriculture, that is now the agriculture is not to that level. Okay, so how the system can help to make the agriculture, that is the same circle, it should happen again, right? So my talk is revolving around the same. So before entering into the session, let me tell these things to you. That is, if you want to learn anything, learn any technology, or learn any subject, or learn any idea, so before learning those things, we should love it. Then only we can learn that to our extent, right? So at the end of the session, you can come to know about what is smart, precision, and digital agriculture, and why the climate smart agriculture is boon, and what is the role of AI in smart agriculture, IoTs in smart agriculture, and research avenues and open research challenges in smart agriculture, and sample case studies on plant disease detection, which we are doing here, right? As a part of the project. Okay. So what is the can anyone guess why these things are shown here? So this is the first one, I think. So you can able to know, this is the Gita Upadesam, and this is artificial intelligence, and this is barbaric, right? So so everyone knows that the internet we are using, we are now without internet we cannot do anything. One example is the live session now we are having. This itself is a very good example of it. And the internet, we to our concern, we know that we are depending on the internet for the past 2 or 3 decades, right? But the thing is, this is the picture that is depicting that Sanjaya narrating the Kurukshetra to Dhritarashtra, right? So this actually without any connection or without any medium, he can see the Kurukshetra from his place, and he is narrating the same to the Dhritarashtra. So this is nothing but the start of the Wi-Fi, right? That is the internet connection. Actually, this is many things. Not only this, when this is the start of internet, and when I am coming to the artificial intelligence, This side I am showing Mahabharata, and that side I am showing the barbaric, right? So the Mahabharata, what is the relation between this artificial intelligence and Mahabharata? Is the artificial intelligence, all you people know that artificial intelligence runs based upon the learning, and with the learning it will do the decision making. So the two things. Okay, the Bhagavad Gita, what right from it, it is telling that the any disciple has the right from his birth. What is the right from his birth is learning. Okay, till his eternity he has to learn. And the second thing is, in Gita Upadesam, the entire thing revolves around the decision making. Actually, Arjuna struggled to make the decision whether he can do or not. That time it has been given, and it is said that in every event, every moment, we are supposed to take the decisions in our life, and whatever the decision we are taking, and we are the sole responsibility for it, right? So this is the base for the AI. And not only the Mahabharata is actually that ethnic era, it is the what we can tell, it is an encyclopedia of many things. What we are doing now, it is the encyclopedia of many things, right? So this is the principle, what the AI principle is having, it is already narrated in the Mahabharata era, right? And here it is the barbaric. On the other side, what is the barbaric is, that is to the next extent, that is he is nothing known like Mahabali in Rajasthan. He is having a temple, right? And he is called as ancient robot. Okay, so ancient robot is why he has been called as a ancient robot. He is none other than the grandson of Bhiman, right? Bhiman is the Gadotkajan's son, is barbaric, and he learned all the things from her mother itself. His mother is the guru for him, and he is also called as the bearer of three arrows. But the only thing why he has been called as robot is he depends upon the rule. His all his decisions is rule based decision. For example, he has the as Guru Dakshina, what he is supposed to do is, though he is having that much talent, that is he within with these three arrows, what he can do is he can target and he can finish it in the next moment all the enemies. That is his boon. But he can do all these things for the weaker side only. That is the rule, actual rule. So in Kurukshetra, what happened is everyone, the Krishna is asking everyone how much time it will take to finish this Kurukshetra. Everyone is telling 28 days, 24 days, right from Bhishmar, Arjunan and Karnan, 24 days, 20 days and 28 days. But this fellow barbaric, what he is telling is, I can finish in a minute. That is in 60 seconds. Everyone is wondered why it is so. So that time, again Krishna is asking, so suppose you are fighting for the weaker side. Say for example, now you are fighting for the Pandavas. So after you are coming in the Pandava side, that side, the opposite side will become weaker. Now what you will do? Obviously, he is a rule based, he is telling that I will go to that side. Then whichever the side is weaker, I will be switching to both the sides. If that happens, the Kurukshetra will never come to an end. So Krishna has to give his head. As a disciple, he is ready to giving his head, but with the condition that I want to see the Kurukshetra fully. So so what happened? His head is placed on a hilltop, and he has viewed the entire Kurukshetra. So as he is a robo, his head has been removed, and it is placed on the hilltop. Even then, he can view all the things. Okay, so these are the some of the resemblance they are telling, and they are justifying that barbaric. That is, he is the ancient first robot. Why? Because his activities are so like this. Okay, and it's not ending here. Can anyone guess who is this? He is the man with a plow. I think so. You have come across these pictures. He is none other than the god of agriculture. He is none other than Balrama. Okay, so right from not only this AI, So not only this internet, not only this, all these things, for everything we'll be having the pioneer of our Mahabharata or Ramayana era. Okay, so say for example, now even now the to identify the land whether it is okay or not, what they will do is they'll simply leave the cows, and if the cows rest peacefully in the particular land, they'll be telling that this land is a fertile land. Okay, likewise to find the water, they'll be using the coconut and they'll be finding whether the water is there or not. So many methods, right from the ancient time, we are using for this agriculture too. So this is the computers, the evolving computers, not only living, it is not ruling all the, it is not only ruling all the sectors, but also the agriculture too. Okay, so what we can contribute to this agriculture sector to make it as a smart agriculture. Okay, so that we are going to see. So this is actually a biggest challenge. So the compared to other industries, the agriculture sector has been slow to implement and take advantage of the variety of technologies that are powering the fourth industrial revolution. So fragmented, what is the reason behind this? Is the fragmented rural markets, poor infrastructures, and heavy regulatory burdens have raised costs for the food system. But the revenue has been constrained by the market dynamics and the increasing disparity between commercial farming and small farm owners. Okay, that is the obviously there will be the disparity between the commercial farming and the small farm owners. Okay, so because of these constraints, the industrial revolution, whatever it is happening, it is not that much, it is not reaching to the all the stages of the farmers. Okay, so in the past actually, obviously we know in the 19th century we are using the plow and the GMO and the machinery and GPS tracking, but now presently, that is in the 2000, from 2000, that is the past 2 decades, what's happening is the farmer is overwhelmed by the data and he is in entire confusion. That is the confused farmer. Why? Because he don't know what to do with this data. He is getting all the data, but he doesn't know what to do with this data. So there comes our future smart agriculture. So in smart agriculture, what we are trying to do is we will be having the data inside. That is, we're looking over the data in depth, and we are we make ease of decision making for the farmers. So as they are in the confusion, they cannot do. So we are trying to make the machines to help the farmers to make the right decision at right time. Okay, so as you know, I think so, as this is the last session, people are well known about the types of agriculture. That is the precision agriculture, smart and digital agriculture. So coming to this precision agriculture, precise means it is a short, right? Likewise, precision agriculture is a technology enabled approach to farming management that observes, measures and analyzes the needs of individual field crops. Okay, that is the precision agriculture. Say before entering into this, we'll see this video. Whether it is audible?
Yes,
With
ma'am,
precision
audible.
agriculture, farmers need to know precisely what inputs are needed where, in what amount, and when. This requires collecting a lot of information from different sources and in different parts of the field on things like soil nutrients, the presence of pests and weeds, the level of greenness of the plants, inputs applied, and the weather forecast. Once collected, this information needs to be analyzed to produce agronomic recommendations. For instance, given the developmental stage of a plant, its level of greenness may reveal its nutritional needs. This information, combined with the characteristics of the soil where the plant is located and a forecast of the weather, can be used to determine how much of a certain fertilizer should be applied to that plant the next day. Delivering agronomic recommendations on time to farmers and ensuring they are able to apply these recommendations is key. Farmers need to have all the necessary inputs at hand and be able to translate the recommendations into actions in the field. To solve this problem, big farmers use sophisticated machinery that collects georeferenced information on soil characteristics, yields, and greenness of the plants. These machines are often connected to the internet and send the information automatically to ag big data firms that analyze the information and send agronomic instructions back to the machines, which are able to automatically apply them in the field. For instance, using robotic devices attached to GPS-guided tractors. However, solutions like these may be economically infeasible for medium and small-scale farmers. These farmers lack the scale to afford that sophisticated machinery, lack the knowledge to operate the non-automatic aspects of the machines, and lack the resources to hire a person who knows how to do it. Sometimes, many of the necessary complements are not readily available, or there is no connection to the internet, or there are not sufficient skilled workers. However, a number of solutions are being developed to many of the problems that medium and small-scale farmers face when trying to implement precision agriculture technologies. Easy.
Okay, so here I think so it is clear now. So it is nothing but the precision agriculture is in one line. What we can tell is what is needed, when and where is needed. It is precise to a specific land. That is the thing. We will be using all the IoTs, all the data, everything, but it is specific to a particular land. It is not. It is everything will be programmed for the particular land. That is called as a precision agriculture, right? So and it is it is very accurate within the field. And what are all the steps that will be carried out in the precision agriculture is we will be reviewing the current data which is available, and we'll be getting the additional data after forming. We'll be getting the additional data and gather the yield data also, examine the result, and we'll be improving those things. Okay, this is the steps in the precision agriculture. And it is not stopping here. It is a data-driven methodology. We know it is a entirely data-driven methodology for managing and optimizing the production, okay, of a particular field. Okay, so why this precision agriculture is having the high usage now? Why it is increasing now? The reason behind this is the reason why this is such a prevalent trend is that the digital technology brings tremendous value for both the business as well as the individuals. This is the reason why the precision agriculture is getting booming now. Okay, say this is the statistics, current statistics, and this is from this you can see that the soil sampling is having 98% of the usage. That is, we are using in precision agriculture, we are using the technology for soil sampling. That is, whether this soil is suitable for which kind of crop, these things. And next to it is nothing but the internet, computer with access to high speed internet. So this comes the next, and other things are the yield maps and the GPS guidance system, yield monitoring. These comes the next. In overall, everything is above 50%, except this satellite aerial imagery and chlorophyll, that is greenness sensor. It is very less utilized technology here. And the aerial imagery also, we are not depending upon the aerial imagery. Why? Because there is a very big drawback in this. I'll let you know in the subsequent things. That is, when I am discussing about our work, that time I'll be telling why this is a very big drawback. Okay, so the main value, that is the main value that the precision agriculture technology brings, includes efficiency in use of resources like chemicals, fertilizers, water, fuel, etc. Improving quantity and quality of the produce. That is the main aim is improving both the quantity. I should have a much yield, and the quality of the yield, what I am getting is it should be of high. Okay, so that is the next thing. And higher yield in same amount of land. I am not increasing the amount of land. The land is same, but I want more yield. Okay, so reducing environmental footprint and risk mitigation. Okay. So the next comes smart agriculture. As you know, smart is the specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, timely. That is all these things to be whatever, whether it may be a goal or it may be agriculture or it may be a smart job or smart work, anything. It should be specific and it should be achievable and it should be done on timely. That is the main thing in the smart. So likewise in smart agriculture, we know precision agriculture is for a specific land, and but the smart agriculture, it is common, the decision will be common decisions, but it is already made decisions will be given to the farmers. We will be feeding the data from our land, and it will, based on the data, it will be giving the already made decisions, but it will not be an intuition, and it will be very helpful for the farmers of any lands. That is the smart agriculture. On the other hand, is mostly used to denote the application of IoT solutions in agriculture in a smart way. How we can use these data in a smart way. That is the aim of this smart agriculture. Okay. So this is the Infosys smart agriculture.
The agribusiness industry today faces several challenges, such as increasing demand for food, stagnant production,
That is the
and shrinking
increasing demand of
resources.
food and
However,
stagnant production is the
Infosys
main
believes that
thing.
rapid advancements in technology can effectively overcome these challenges. The Infosys Smart Agriculture Solution. It provides analytics-driven insights to farmers and agribusiness companies across the value chain. The solution has been developed by harnessing our agro-domain expertise and competency in IoT and big data analytics, in collaboration with agriculture universities for expert inputs and concept validation. Here's how John, a farmer, uses the Infosys Smart Agriculture Solution to make decisions at his farm in the upcoming season. John uses the crop and variety selection capability to select a crop.
Variety selection.
This feature takes into consideration the agroecological zone of John's field and recommends a suitable crop. After selecting the crop, which is corn in John's case, the solution helps him select a suitable variety according to his
What
preference.
variety of crop?
Once the crop and variety is selected, and he assigns it to a field,
Field
the fertilizer
management.
recommendation feature recommends an optimal fertilizer
That is the field will
combination
be
by
divided
considering
into
the
different
nutrient
zones
status of the
for
soil.
managing it easily.
The applications also allow John to schedule the date of sowing. The next important farm management activity that John must deal with is irrigation. To demonstrate this capability, let us use the model farm Infosys has set up at its campus in Hyderabad, India, to experiment, demonstrate, and validate the capabilities of the Infosys Smart Agriculture Solution. The real-time remote irrigation capability analyzes soil moisture data, crop growth stage, and weather data to automatically schedule irrigation for the field. The schedule is displayed on the dashboard with an option to override the system's action. The application calculates the amount of water applied to the field in the current irrigation schedule and keeps a record of the historical irrigation data. Crop stress in the form of pest infestation, diseases, or weeds pose a major threat to productivity. From the images captured using smartphones or agri-specific drones fitted with NIR and RGB cameras, the solution identifies the cause for crop stress and recommends corrective action to John. This is done through image processing. Here you can see the drone flying over the field in a preset path, capturing images. Post-harvest, the solution offers smart warehousing capability, which delivers regular
This is
updates on the
storage
storage of the
management.
grain based on grain temperature and grain moisture data. This enables John to take proactive action to control pest harvest losses. The solution's sustainability assessment feature records the impact of the crop on global warming, water productivity for the crop, and crop diversity values for the field. This facilitates the sustainability assessment of the field. Apart from farmers, the solution can also enable the field representatives of the agribusiness companies to enhance engagement with farmers.
This is catchment area.
The
for
field representatives can help farmers in the decision-making, promote right
Obviously,
products.
After the forming,
The agribusiness industry
after forming, all their yield has to reach the market. That is also a criteria, and it is also having its own challenges. Okay, so this is a smart agriculture, that is it is not respect to a particular field. So John, they are taking an example, John. So he is giving the input about his land field. So the suitable crop variety has been suggested. After that, then uh, he is going for the automatic irrigation kind of thing, health monitoring, everything is the it is giving solutions for everything. Okay, till the yield reaches the market, he is having the solution on hand. Okay, so this is the smart, but these all things happens because of the IoT solutions. Okay, so this is the smart farming. That is, smart farming is the application of information and data technologies for optimizing complex farming systems. That is, unlike with PA is precision agriculture, the focus of smart farming is not on precise measurement or determining differences within the field or between the individual. That is, when we are talking about the agriculture, it is not only on the crops or crop yields. It is also telling about the cattle management. It is also comes under the agriculture only. It is a farming. That is, we are having the cow farms and other cattle farms, right? So managing those also comes under the smart agriculture only, not only the crops. Okay, so that is the between individual animals. The focus is rather on access to data and the application of these data. It is not on the focus is not on only accessing the data from the field, but also the application of these data, how the information can be used in a smart way. Okay, that is the smart farming. And it involves not just individual machines, but all farm operations. Okay, with the help of these machines and these data, how all farm operations can be incorporated and the decision can be made in a smart way. That is the smart farming. And coming to this, and also I want to point the thing, the smart agriculture, it is not specific to a particular discipline. Okay, this picture is depicting that, say for example, here we are planting the crop, right? We are getting the data from the sensors. Okay, so here comes the communication, that is electronics and communication engineering plays the vital role here. Why? Because without these sensors or without the IoT kind of things, we cannot get the data and we cannot do the further things. Okay, so here comes the easy, and this is the platform where the software is used to retrieve the data from the sensors. Here we are having many challenging issues like what type of IoT end tools we have to use and what type of energy efficient sensors, that is the networks we have to use to get the data from the sensors to our cloud in a effective way. That is, there should not be any loss, and they are increasing the lifetime of the sensors. All those things are that still it is a challenging issues in case of these crops. That is the sensor part. And coming here, after using the software and we are getting the data, this is nothing but a big, actually here I am putting it as a data, but it is a big data. Okay, so with this big data, what we can do is we are using the artificial intelligence techniques to make the decisions. Okay, so now here these two things we are doing with the help of the computer science engineers, that is the CAZ people. And after taking the decision, what to do? So something has to be activated. Say for example, I am getting from the data, the sensors are telling that the water level is low. So the water has to be uh, sent to the plants. So what to do for that? So here comes this actuators. This is nothing but your E&I department, that is electronics and instrumentation department. They will be doing this actuators, right? So it is not a specific discipline. It is the combination of with all these disciplines only we can do the smart agriculture in a smart way. Okay, so here the same thing I am telling with the example of data. Here the crop data and environment data we are getting, and with the help of the sensors, these are the sensors. From these sensors we are getting the data, and this data is used to make the decisions. Smart decision system will be there, and this is the computer science, and here we'll be having the variable rate irrigation and fertilization. Okay, here you are using the actuators, and finally the farmers are yielding high. Okay, so this is the smart agriculture. Okay, so the next comes the digital farming. So what is digital farming then? Everything is we are covering in the smart agriculture, as well as if it is for the particular land, it is precise, and it is for everything, it is smart. Then what is this digital farm? This digital farming is the combination of the both the things, both the precision farming and smart farming. That is the internal and external networking of the farm and use of web-based data platforms. It is not only, say for example, I am sending the data of mine. Say for example, I am taking the picture of my plant and I am sending to a particular web portal or a particular app, and I am asking this is the kind of thing this affected, whether it is what is it and what I can do for the remedy for it, all those things. So the data will be stored in the cloud, and that is nothing but your big data. So with the help of the web-based data platforms together, so how we can do it in a better way, that is the digital farming. Everything is in the system. Okay, that is digital farming. Say for example, this is integrating both concepts, that is a precision farming and smart farming. The essence of digital farming lies in creating value from data. That is the, say for example, I'll be showing the difference in it.
As much as I love it, it's a risky business. Every season, making decisions, taking action, succeeding, failing, learning. But this changed everything. Monitoring, analysis, control, all from the palm of my hand.
That is creating value from data. That is digital. This is monitoring. This is analyzing. Everything in one hand.
NetBeat.
Digital farming, and some of the web portals that we are coming across for these, it is not limited to this, but these are the well-known web portals for the digital farming. Say for example, Agro India, FAU, and AgriTech, Krishi World. So these are in our Indian government site. This is the agriculture, that is india.gov.in. In agriculture, we can have the blog, as well as we can send our ideas and we can retrieve the ideas from that. These are the web portals that is used for the digital farming. Okay, so but the digital farming, actually this is the final thing. This is the in the agriculture we are telling this is, that is the agriculture 4.0 is concerned with the industrial revolution 4.0, and that is 4G. We are using the 4G, that is the industrial 4.0. But the digital farming are said to be agriculture 5.0, right? So that is in the statistics shows that there will be 27 billion connected devices in 2024. That is 27 billion devices, and 225 million will be used in agriculture. Out of that, 225 million will be used in agriculture, and 70 to 80% of new farm, whatever the new farm equipment we are purchasing, it will be incorporated with this any kind of precision agriculture component. That is the next thing. And apart from these things, there is the only one problem, that is 90% of all crop losses are due to weather, right? This we should agree. Why? Because now also this time that cyclone has come, and everything all the agriculture fields are flooded, and it has been devastating the farming like anything. So this is due to weather. This crop damage could be reduced by 25% using predictive weather modeling and precision agriculture techniques. So to address this problem, we are having another type of agriculture that is called as climate smart agriculture. Okay, so it is an integrative approach. That is why, because all the crop losses are they are stating it is due to the weather conditions. Why? Because we cannot predict the weather conditions. Also, our plants are not resilient to that particular weather. Okay, so in order to address these issues, this climate smart agriculture comes into the play. It is an integrative approach to mitigate ongoing climate change and adapt to its consequences without compromising food security. Without compromising food security. So there are three pillars for this climate smart agriculture. The first one is sustainability. That is sustainably increasing agriculture productivity and income. Okay, that is the high production. The next pillar is adapting and building resilience to climate change. So that is making the plant to be resilient to the climate change. That is the second pillar, that is second motive. And the third one is reducing and removing greenhouse gas emissions. That is the third one. So with these three pillars, this climate smart agriculture is now getting boom. Okay. The increase in food production. There will be increase in the food production. That should be. But the climate change is threatening the food production. This is the drought area. The challenge, but there is a solution. Right? This is producing more. First one. The second one is building resilience. Though it is rain or storm, any kind of thing, it will be resilient to climate change and capturing carbon. All at the same time. So this is climate smart agriculture. Okay. So this is the climate smart agriculture. Okay. Now, what is the actual reason for this? Why we are going for the smart things? As I already said, this is the reason. Obviously.
இந்த விவரம் தான் என் மூலதனம். நான் உனக்கு தர்றது சோறு இல்ல தம்பி, இன்ஃபர்மேஷன். இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் இஸ் வெல்த்.
ஏதாவது சாதிச்சே ஆகணும். அப்டேட் யுவர் செல்ஃப். Information is wealth. Good luck. Jai Hind.
Obviously, this is the reason, right? So we are having on a daily basis, we are getting tons of gigabytes of data. So what to do with these data? Through some sensors or in any clouds or already stored databases, anything else, we are having tons of data on hands. What to do with these data? So we have to retrieve some meaningful information from those things. There comes this artificial intelligence into play, right? So as we know, in the future, now itself, our Aadhaar card is getting linked with everything. Whatever it may be, even for the project funding, I have to link my Aadhaar card with that funding agency. So right from birth till our eternity, that is right from our birth to death, our Aadhaar card should be linked with everything, not only for bank, for phone, for everything. So in future, with these informations, everything will be known in we are knowingly or unknowingly we are giving our information to others. Even in the Facebook also, we are simply will be clicking the photos and we are uploading everything, right? So the informations are available in plenty. So that is the reason this artificial intelligence is now booming like anything now. Why? Because the AI is not from now. It is 1950 itself. AI has been coined by McCarthy. right? And the evaluation tool, it is nothing but Turing machine. That is the benchmark evaluation tool for the artificial intelligence. It has been coined by Turing in 1950 itself, but now only it is coming as booming like anything. The reason behind this is this availability of plenty of data. Okay, so we are learning from our experience, obviously, and of course we are learning from our experience. They say, for example, we are learning the letters by practicing, with the help of some teachers, and we are learning the things. Some things we are learning from the teachers, or many other things we are learning by our own, by seeing the things around us, right? Likewise, how the machine will learn. The machine, for us, the experience is the experience will be used for learning. For the machine, the data will be used for learning. So if we have more experience, we will be learning many things, right? Likewise, if we feed more data to the machine will learn the things like anything, and it can act on its own. Okay, that is the concept behind this. So now we know we are having many data, that is, we are having the big data on hand. So how this IoT is shaping the agriculture, in agriculture part, how this IoT is going to shape the agriculture. So in 5 ways IoT can improve the agriculture. Number 1, that is data, tons of data collected by the smart agriculture sensors, as I said earlier. Weather conditions, soil quality, crops growth progress, or cattle's health. This data can be used to track the state of your business in general, as well as staff performance. Okay. So the number 2, for getting tons of data, we are using the IoT. And for the next thing is better control over the internal processes. Say, for example, in not only the we can foresee the yield in our when we are using the IoT. We can foresee our yield, how our production will be. Okay, so as a result, the lower productions, it lowers the production risk. With the help of this IoT, we can foresee our production yields. So by this, we are reducing our production risk. Number 2. And the number 3 is cost management and waste reduction. So the thanks to the increased control over the production, that is cost management, waste reduction, in the sense we can at each stage we can monitor the health of the crop. Okay, being able to see any anomalies in the crop growth or livestock health is, we are after yield, we will be sometimes we will be storing our production, right? What we produce, that is the livestock health. So that also can be monitored. Okay, so this is the cost management and waste reduction. The IoT is used for the cost management and waste reductions, right? The next one is increased business efficiency through process automation, right? By using smart devices, you can automate multiple processes across your production. So it is not necessary everything should be automated. You even for the irrigation, you can have some automation. For health monitoring also, you can have some automation. So any particular process can be automated, or multiple process can be automated. It is not necessary that all the process should be automated, right? So thus it is increasing our business efficiency. Okay, and the last is enhanced product quality and volumes. Of course, the goal behind this IoT is enhanced product quality and volumes. That is, in a particular land, how the land capacity is same, but with that we have to have the more yield. That is the enhanced product quality and volumes, right? So usage of IoT in agriculture, where it can be used is in monitoring. What and all we can monitor is soil, water, air, plant, animal. So these things we can monitor. We can monitor the animal, and we can monitor the plant, its health. We can monitor the air for humidity, and we can monitor the water for irrigation, and that is the water level, and the soil, of course, what are the minerals it is having, and what kind of crop can be cultivated. For all those things, we are using the IoT. And in control, it is used for irrigation control, pesticide, fertilizer, illumination. Illumination is light. Okay. So the next is access control. And in prediction, what things we can predict is environmental condition, number one, and production estimation. So if this is going like this, how my production will be. So this also we can predict. And the next is the crop growth. So the last, it is not ending here. After we are getting the good yield, it should reach the market. So for that, IoT in logistics also we can use. That is for commerce as well as for the transport. Okay. So these are the some of the usage of IoT in agriculture. And the way how now till now we have seen that what is the role of this IoT. Now we are seeing the ways AI is shaping the forms of the future, right? So in these things, by using these things, say for example drones, now even now itself we are started to use the drones for monitoring the crop. That is drones providing new ways of increasing crop yields through in-depth field analysis. This is the first one. Next is the driverless tractors. Now, as we are not having here, but in the foreigns they are used to have this driverless tractors with GPS enabled. Okay. And next, the automated irrigation system. That is, we should have the proper irrigation as well as the proper drainage too. Though in our Tamil Nadu we are having the proper irrigation system, but we are not having the proper drainage. Because of that only, every time whenever the storm or the cyclone hits the place, the flood has been devastating the farmer field. Okay, why? Because there is no way to drain the water out from the agriculture fields. There is no proper drainage systems, right? So these things are there. The next comes the major thing, that is the crop health monitoring. Out of 100%, 90% things they are concentrating on the crop health monitoring only, because nowadays the crops are not resilient. So at every stage we need to monitor the crop health. Okay. So the IoT use cases, these are the some of the IoT use cases in agriculture I have come across. This is for monitoring of climate conditions. You can use All Meteo. This is the app, All Meteo and Pino app. And this is the greenhouse automation. I have sold you that absorption of carbons. Okay, so that is the greenhouse automation, Green IQ or Farm app. And crop management. Crop management, we can use this arable or semias. And for cattle monitoring and management, that is, this cow is having the IoT devices in its round its neck and legs. Okay, so from that its health details will be captured. So this is the cattle monitoring and management. The SCR, that is the Cowlar, is the one IoT use case. Precision farming, CropX and Motive. Agriculture drones, drone seed and SenseFly is the best example. And the last is predictive analytics, smart farming. We are going for Soil Scout and crop performance platform. And the last is end-to-end farm management system. Entire, that is end-to-end farm management system. We can use the farm logs. If we want a particular thing, say for example crop monitoring alone, then we can use the particular platform. Otherwise, if you are going for the end-to-end farm management systems, we can use farm logs or CropView. So things to consider before developing your smart farming solution. We cannot just like that go for the smart farming. Before going for the smart farming, these are all the things you have to keep in mind. The one is hardware. Okay, so our hardware part is nothing but your sensors. What are all the sensors for which? For first thing is for what purpose we are going for this IoT. That is the smart farming, whether for crop monitoring or for the weather monitoring or for the irrigation or for the production or for the storage management, anything. You first decide that. Based on that, you can have to go for the hardware. And with you will be, once you are implementing the sensors, you will be obviously you will be getting more data. So in order to use these data effectively, you should have a super brain. And the maintenance, that is the maintenance of the sensors and the data too. Okay, we cannot keep the data as such. And the mobility of the yield, the yield produced, as well as the mobility of the suppose I am using the sensors in one management zone, next I will be placed in the next management zone. So the mobility comes for everything. And the infrastructure, that is the whether you are having the enough infrastructure to implement your smart farming. Why? Because you will be having the machines, and those machines has to be placed in a secure place. So infrastructure, the main thing is connectivity. Without internet and the systems, we cannot use our smart farming in an effective way. So we have to look over for the connectivity also, and how frequently we are going to collect the data. As agriculture means, it is not going to end in a week or a month. It will be for at least for 6 months to 1 year. Some crops, say for example sugarcane, yearly once they will be having the yield. For paddy kind of thing, 6 months once they will be having the yield. For urad or some kind of other plants, they will be having the yield in 2 months or 3 months. So the data collection frequency is also important. And data security in agriculture industry is data security, I said earlier itself. So your collected data should be transferred in a secure way, as well as you have to keep it in a secure way. So up to this, so we have come across what is a smart agriculture, how it can be used, and how the IoT and AI is going to shape the agriculture, all these things. Now, what are all the challenges we are having in this agriculture? What we can contribute to this agriculture sector as a engineers, as a researchers, how we can contribute to this agriculture sector? That can be done with these codes. That is, if I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of the giants. That is, already our pioneers are there, they have implemented those things, and we are, whatever we are doing now, that is actually the work already done, and it needs to be improvised, or it needs to be extended. So it is nothing but we are seeing everything on the shoulders of giants. This is a very good quote that Isaac Newton said for literature. Okay, so these are, say for example, I'm giving some examples how you can contribute, right? Say for example, in this artificial intelligence in weed recognition task, or you know what is a weed? So in weed recognition task, they presented the recommendation for the use of neural networks in the task of recognizing a cultivated objects and weeds, whether it is a crop or a weed. Okay, in that we can use the neural networks. Using this standard can significantly improve the quality of research on this topic and simplify the analysis and understanding of any paper. So for example, here they have said for classification, these type of neural networks, say for example, these are some of the ANNs. So ResNet, or it may be ResNet 50 or ResNet 100, that is it depends upon your layers. And ZFNet, SegNet, that is segmentation network, VGG16, or AlexNet. AlexNet is a very good object detection package, and GoogleNet. So these are all the best algorithms. They are suggesting these works well for this weed recognition task. And for tracking, this is for classification, and for tracking they are using, we can use this DesNet or FAST or CNN, or faster or CNN, YOLO, FCN, CCD, and RetinaNet. Okay, so these are the suggestions they have given, but they have not went in deep which one will be very particular to use for which kind of task. So these are all the available things they can suggest, right? So likewise, say for example, it is already implemented and it is already running in the foreign countries. This is a Blue River technology. This Blue River technology is a weed control system, right? So the ability to control weeds is a top priority for farmers, and an ongoing challenge as herbicide resistance becomes more commonplace. Otherwise, we have to go for the herbicides. Today, an estimated 250 species of weeds have become resistant to herbicides. Even if we are placing the herbicides to the crops, it is resistance to that herbicides, and the weeds are growing along with the plants. 250 such species has been identified, and in a research study conducted by the Weed Science Society of America on the impact of uncontrolled weeds on corn and soybean crops, annual losses to the farmers are estimated $43 billion. Right. So what they have did is, this is the smart sprayer. It will identify whether it is a weed or not, then it will spray. This is the world's first smart sprayer. Likewise, this is the smart weed killing robots. This is, it will identify the weed alone using the, it will collect the images, analyze it in a fraction of second. It is happening. I am telling this for 10 seconds, but everything is happening in a fraction of seconds, and it will be killing the weeds. This is the smart weed killing robot. This is developed by Blue River Technologies in 2011. But in everything, why I am telling the existing technologies is, in all the technologies, still the research is going on, and we are having the plenty of opportunities to work over it. For example, in this, though it is good, so it is a smart sprayer they are having, that is CN spray, and smart weed killing robots. But working on the integration, they are still working on the integration of complicated. It is, as I already told you, it is not only a single, that is, I have mentioned 3. It is also having the mechanical part, that is the robots, building of robots or tractors or sprayers. So for these, we are going for the mechanical part. So integration of complicated mechanical, electrical, and software technology on machines that are outside in the dirt. So still they are using it for a specific thing, and it is working okay. So that are outside in the dirt and in rugged conditions. Rugged conditions, it will not be smooth. So they are doing the research on it. That is, they are trying to give the machines that can even in the rugged conditions. So while also moving at speeds, now actually this is moving at the speed of 12 miles per hour. So they are trying to extend the speed to another 10 miles. So per hour, so 22 miles, this machine can run and kill the weeds. So still it is under research. And coming to this CROO robotics crop harvesting, CROO robotics crop harvesting. This is nothing but a harvesting. Harvesting means we are going to get the final stage. That is it is going to pluck something, and it is going to harvest, right? So this is the harvest CROO robotics. In June 2017, Florida-based Wish Farms announced its implementation of harvest CRO robotics, strawberry harvested. Why? Because there in Florida, excuse, nearly 11,000 acres. It is not exactly, it may be more than that. At a time, there will be a harvest of 11,000 acres of strawberry plants. Okay, 11,000 acres means obviously there comes the shortage of the labors for harvesting. So for the challenge, they have built this robot, and it is now in implementation, and for the strawberry harvesting. Okay, now also we are having that paddy harvesting machines, in the for harvesting the paddy, right? Likewise, we are having, they have used this strawberry. So the thing is, everything is particular for a, this strawberry harvester cannot be used for apple harvesting, and it cannot be used for some other fruits. It is only for the strawberry, right? And this is for a driverless tractor. And here but this actually they have introduced in a 2016 farm progress show. And the Case IH and New Holland both introduced their new autonomous tractors at 2016. It uses sensors, radar, and GPS for the unmanned vehicle kind of thing. That is the using ever more sophisticated software coupled with off-the-shelf technology. So the next is the automated irrigation system. It is also it is also in use. It is obviously automated irrigation system. It reduces the production cost of vegetables, making the industry more competitive and sustainable, and maintaining average vegetable yields. It minimizes environmental impacts, and it maintains a desired soil water range. All these things. Automated irrigation system is doing all these things. And main thing is low labor input for irrigation. That is for watering the plants, we are not independent upon of the labors. And this is the, as I said, 90% of the thing is they are concentrating on the plant stress management, that is the crop monitoring and soil monitoring. The one example is this Plantix. This is a very good app, even I am using in my mobile, that is the Plantix app. But in Plantix app, actually what it is doing is, if I am taking a photo of any plant and I am sending it to and I am uploading this in the Plantix app, what it will do is it immediately will tell this is the plant you have sent, and this is whether this is a healthy plant or it is affected by any disease. And these disease, what is the solution you can do for this particular disease? This is the thing that the Plantix is now doing. Daily it is upgrading the number of crops. Say for example, now it is for 300 crops they have been incorporated, and daily they are doing some updates and number of crops is getting increased. But I have noted a very better thing in this is, actually it is a German based company, that is Pete. That is a Berlin based agriculture tech setup, Pete. It is the founder of this Plantix, but they have implemented this Plantix in our place, that is in Andhra, in July. If I am correct, it is in July 2017, right? So they have implemented here. Why? Because they don't have that much database, to that much fields in Berlin to collect those data. So they have implemented in Andhra, and from there they are getting. So when I am uploading a figure or a photograph, it will be go to their database. So daily they are collecting the data from us. We are the source for them, but we are not doing anything. We are not contributing anything like this to our society, but they are coming from there and they are doing the things here, right? This is the one better thing. And another thing I have noted personally in this Plantix app is they are working for the common diseases. Common diseases, say for example, rust you will be having in all kind of plants. Rust is a disease. Likewise, yearly spot and late spot are the leaf diseases that is occurs commonly in almost all the plants, right from paddy or sugarcane or groundnut, anything. These are some of the common diseases. So they are working on those common diseases, and those common diseases, whichever the plant is having those common diseases, they are trying to incorporate with the help of the data sets. Okay, so this is what happening here. And trace genomics is also one kind of it is like Plantix, it is, but it is analyzing the soil nutrients, and it is telling giving the details of these things. This is a trace genomics. It is also an app. And these form charts, here comes the image processing. Here what they are doing is form charts. They will be taking the aerial photographs. So in this you can identify three colors, that is one is yellow, one is green, and other one is red, like orange kind of thing. So that red part is nothing but the plant is affected area of those field. That is, it may be due to, that is, though on those part the actual color of the plant is different from the original colors. So that is why it is showing the red color kind of thing. If it is a slightly affected, it will be in yellow. If it is good, it will be in green. This is the thing in farm shots they are doing this, but we cannot identify what we can come to know that the field is affected, this area is affected, but we don't know what it is affected, those kind of things in this farm shots, right? And last, this is the sky tool technologies. This is the drones and computer vision for crop analysis. But here we have to set manually the path for the drones. Then the drone will go along this path and it will take the capture the images of the crops, and those crops images will be used for the further analysis. This is nothing but your sky scroll technologies. So here manual path selection has to be made. So this is the one thing. And also this they are using only for the vineyards, that is for grapes plants, right? And it is specific to this sky scroll technologies, specific to this vineyards, right? This is the predictive analysis. This is for weather prediction. We are going to this AWAR. This is another app. It is a Colorado-based company. Uses this machine learning algorithms in connection with satellites to predict weather, analyze crop sustainability, and evaluate farms for the presence of disease and pest. Okay. So coming to this, so in total, what we can tell is, yeah, though the technology is developing like anything, it will never replace a farmer's intimate knowledge of his land. That is the ultimate. So even the small farmers, they are no. So they are having well knowledge about their lands, what is suitable for it, and how they can do it, all those things. But what I am trying to tell is the machine alone cannot do the things. Likewise, the man alone, nowadays the man alone cannot do the things. If the man and machine goes in hand, we can do wonders. So the technology will never replace a farmer's intimate knowledge of his land and his resources, but it allows us to prioritize and become better stewards of the land and our resources to be more efficient. Okay, so these are all the open challenges in IoT based agriculture. That is the first one. Protection of your electronic circuits, that is IoT sensors. For example, if you are placing the sensors in your land, say you are having the natural calamities like heavy rain or fire or cyclone or anything, we should have some protective measure for those things. So protection of electronic circuits is itself a open challenge in IoT based agriculture. Likewise, the reliable, I already mentioned these things, reliable energy efficient network based setup for the secure transmission of information. So reliable energy efficient networks. Okay, so this comes the wireless sensor networks parts, and there's a selection of suitable IoT end tools. Before implementing any smart farming, we have to know what type of management we are going to use, say crop or irrigation or protection. So what thing? So for based on that, you should have your IoT end devices. And design and implementation of highly scalable, reliable security mechanism for each IoT end devices used in smart agriculture. And resource utilization in an optimized manner. Why? Because it is not necessary all the management zones should have all the sensors. You can reuse your sensors in different management zones. So there comes the optimization problem. And the cost analysis and mobility are also huge challenges for smartphone. So these are all the some of the challenges. So I'll be going for the right side part, that is the data, network, and information. And maintaining the quality of service in IoT based smart agriculture system is also an unfolded issue. And last is your crop residue. So leftover crops will be there after the yield. So what to do with those things for a clean environment? That's also a open challenge. That is when we are using the IoT in agriculture, then we have to look over these challenges. And what is the research avenues you are having in agriculture itself? That is what things you have to concentrate. So some of the pit problems faced by the farmers from seed sowing to harvesting, we can categorize this into 5 major categories. The number one is crop disease infestations. So this is nothing but your crop disease infestation, that is identifying the plant stress. Plant stresses, it may be due to weather, or it may be due to some pest, or it may be due to weeds. Okay, so the transboundary plant pest and disease affect food crops, causing insignificant losses to farmers and threatening food security. We obviously will not be using, say for example, in drumstick leaves, if we see in the yellow patches, we will not be using it. It is not secure. So like this, it is a threatening food security. Outbreaks and upsurges can cause huge losses to crops and pastures. This is one area you can work, that is crop monitoring, crop disease infestation. It may be a stem disease, or it may be a leaf disease, or it may be a whole plant. The next area is lack of storage management. This is what I have discussed earlier. So this is the, I have pasted this from a meme which I have got, right? மழையில் முளைத்த நாத்துக்கள் அலட்சியத்தால் அழுகும் நிலையில் 6000 நெல் மூட்டைகள். This is the recent issue actually. They have stored in the godown, but all the things has been grown out. This is the problem, actual problem. So for this, the area is lack of storage management. So the factors responsible for losses of grain during storage are abiotic factors like moisture. This is one kind of abiotic factor, and present in food grains, humidity of air and temperature. The biotic factors like insects, rodents, birds, fungi, these are the biotic factors. Okay, so we can work over on these abiotic, how to make the livestock healthy, that is in despite of this abiotic factor or else the biotic factors, we can work over it. And the next comes the pesticide control. In India, the agricultural economic loss is mainly due to insects and pests. So how we can use the thing is, we have to control the pesticide, but you have to use the pesticide minimally. If you are using the pesticide excess, so it is not only an adverse for the environment, but also for human and economy of the nation. So you have to work over for reduced usage of the pesticides. That is the pesticide control is having two goals. One is reducing the pest, and another one is reducing the usage of the pesticide. Okay, so the next area is, fourth one is weed management. The usually what currently the farmers are doing is chemical method. They are using some chemicals, and that is the herbicide. We are calling it as herbicide. And manually, physically, they are plucking the weeds. That is a physical method. Cultural method, and the biological method. Biological method is nothing but the grasshoppers kind of things. But it is in the other side, it will harm the own farm itself. So that is the problems. So how we can contribute for this weed management? Okay, so this is the another area. And the last one is lack of irrigation and drainage facilities. I already told you. So the places that have sparse or seasonal rainfall could not sustain agriculture without irrigation. Say for example, in one season we will be having heavy rainfall, and another season we will not be having any water at all. So in Africa, they will be having very less rainfall. So that the agriculture cannot sustain without the irrigation, right? And in areas that have irregular precipitation, say for example, we will be having the rain in 1 month, then 3 months there will not be rain, then another 1 month, then again 1 week. So there will not be a regular thing. It have a irregular precipitation. Irrigation improves crop growth and quality by allowing the farmers to grow crops on a consistent schedule. Likewise, we should have a proper drainage also. That is, the drainage facility is also important for the farmers to have a better yield. So in all these 5 areas, say right from crop monitoring, pesticide control, weed management, lack of irrigation and drainage facilities, and lack of storage management, in all these 5 areas, artificial intelligence and machine learning has penetrated each and every category mentioned above. Okay. So, for example, this is the artificial neural network in agriculture. It's COMAX, and this COMAX is for cotton management, and this is invented by this ANN in COMAX is invented by Lemon. He is the pioneer for the, actually we are calling him as a pioneer for the smart agriculture, AI in smart agriculture. Okay, so A in smart agriculture is first one is COMAX. It is a cotton management expert. COMAX is cotton management expert. And here they have used 3 parameters for 3 things. One is for scheduling of irrigation. As I already told you, it is not that right from the seed sowing until harvesting, it is not necessary that all the things has to be automated. So they are concentrating on 3 things. One is scheduling of irrigation, and another one is maintainability of nitrogen content in the plant, and the third one is growth of crop. So these are all the 3 parameters they have considered for in this COMAX, that is cotton management expert. And they have used the GOSIM program, which is a microcomputer friendly. They have used that in 1986 itself. Okay, so the next comes in 1989. Quadflex has come around. It is also used artificial neural networks, and it is a IBM microcomputer has invented this. And along with the COMAX 3 parameters, what I told for irrigation, nitrogen, and growth of crop, it uses another 2 parameters. One is field, that is incorporates field and farm database. Okay, along with this parameters for decision making, and it is a rule based algorithm. And next comes this soya grow. Soya grow is earlier in, it is called as smart grow, smart soya, and it is for soya bean. This particular AN model is only for the soya bean, and it is a knowledge based. It is not like rule based. It is a knowledge based approach. And Prithvi is again for the soya bean. Prakash et al. Has used it in 2013. That it is in MATLAB. And POMI is in 1987. It is for apple fruit. And Singh et al. They have used the uh, uh, gradient descent algorithm. That is a conjugate gradient descent algorithm for the maize crops. Okay, so Singh et al. Used this CGDA for the maize crops, and Arif et al. In 2012 they have used the ANN for the paddy fields. In this, they have used 2 ANN models. First time in 2 ANN models for a single problem. One is using the min-max average air temperature. It is the one AN is trained for the air and temperature kind of thing. And another thing is for solar radiation precipitation. Right, so accurate and reliable estimation of soil moisture in paddy fields has been obtained in this Arif et al. Developed ANN models. So these are some of the ANN models we have come across. So the thing I want to mention here is each and every problem. Already it is, we are working on the smart agriculture itself, but you can note from this, in India we are having some 2-3 models I have mentioned here. In all the models, either the accuracy will not be there, accuracy of the system will be less than 90%. Otherwise, the model has been developed for a particular crop. So suppose for crop management health monitoring, I am developing a model, means that particular model will be for a particular disease alone, and for it is for a particular crop alone. So we can work over on these things. Otherwise, they will be concentrating on a few parameters. They will not be taking account of all the parameters to build a robust model. So these are all the gaps we can work. Still, we are having the opportunity to work over it. Okay. So this is coming to my work. This is the case study. Case study in the sense, I am telling my work as case study 1, 2, and 3. The major issues in legume or peanut plant. Peanut plant or legume plant is nothing but our groundnut. Okay. So the fungal disease such as leaf blight, leaf scorch, pepper spot, alternaria. So some actually major diseases that are affected in groundnut plants are 10 diseases. We have tried to identify all the 10 diseases by building a new classifier called H2K. I have a paper over it, and I have filed the patent over it. This H2K classifier for this groundnut leaf diseases. Okay, so the major issue I have already told you that I will be telling the major issue that we have faced is though we are telling that we are having the geospatial data, we are having the aerial imagery, satellite imagery for any kind of thing. Still, for say for example, to identify the leaf diseases, the satellite imagery will not be used or could not be used. Why? Because the distance matters. If I am getting the distance of the satellite imagery of around 1 meter distance, then also I need to work over in the pre-processing stages. I have to take the closer photograph. I have to set a well-known background. I have to crop and I have to make the data sets. Actually, we have did this. Why? Because till now, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University in Coimbatore, we have approached there for the data set, but they too don't have the data sets of the plants. Okay, you can open the TNAU site and you can see what are all the crops available and what are all the each crops, what are all the diseases that are each crop is prone to have. All these things will be there. For example, alternaria, this is the disease for the groundnut. So what are all the measures you have to take? That will be there, but we are not having any database for it. So we are talking about the smart agriculture means we are going for a machine learning kind of thing or deep learning kind of thing. We need the data set. Without data set, we cannot do anything. So that is the major problem we have faced. So what we did is we got the special permission from TNU, and one of the regional research center is located in nearby place. That time I was in Anna University Panduti campus. That time in Virdasalam, we are having the nearby research center, agriculture research center. So we went there. They are having different hybrid varieties of groundnut plants for their research. They have planted. So at the data set collection is also having a major. We have the challenge behind this is we cannot take the photo at a time. Say for example, some plants will have some diseases at particular month. In the next month, it will be having another. Sometimes it will not be having any disease at all. So the collection of data set for each and every category itself is a biggest headache for the researchers. So we have waited for some 6 to 8 months and we have collected as much as data, and we have used some data augmentation kind of thing. This is our own data set we have collected and we try to solve this problem, right? So these are all the various diseases of groundnut leaf plants. And this is the healthy plant. This is the pepper spot, philostica, rust. Rust is nothing but it is like turu. In iron will be having rust, no, like the same kind of thing we can see in plants. This rust you can see in any kind of plants. And this early spot and late spot, no, this is the last one is early spot, the next to it is the late spot. In early spot you will be having that yellow circle, and in the late spot you will be having the darker spots, that is the late spot. In some cases, in a single leaf itself it will be having both the early spot as well as the late spot. So identification of those things is also still it is a big challenge. So this is what we have did. So the first image pre-processing part, we have collected the data. We have set the well-known background. We have cropped the leaf alone, affected leaf alone. We have created the data sets. And then the segmentation part comes and feature extraction. That for feature extraction and classification, we have introduced a new algorithm, that's the H2K classifier. And at last, we have found successfully the 10 diseases of the groundnut leaf with the accuracy of 98.7%. Okay, so why we have actually what is the motivation for this is study shows that classifiers and neural networks can successfully detect and classify the plant diseases with acceptable accuracy. It is okay, but the limitation in the existing approaches are lack of accuracy in some cases, as I have mentioned in the previous table slide, and detect common plant diseases. It is say for example, rust, early spot and late spot are common plant diseases, but it is not specific to a particular plant. Say for example, we have worked for groundnut, and in another scholar they have been working for the Oryza sativa. Oryza sativa is nothing but rice diseases, rice plant. Okay, so there is no unique classification model for groundnut leaf disease detection and classification. We have identified there is no unique classification model for groundnut itself for identifying all the diseases in the groundnut. So we worked over it. So a robust model is proposed to identify and classify the groundnut leaf diseases. So this is one thing. The next is on Oryza sativa. In the Oryza sativa, as I mentioned, it is nothing but a rice plant, and these are all the different diseases, the fungal pathogens of the Oryza sativa plant. Seedling diseases, in seed itself we have these diseases, and foliar fungal diseases, leaf shelf and cum diseases, and grain diseases. We have worked for leaf shelf, that is leaf diseases alone. We are not concentrating on the stem part, right? Stem part is obviously stem rot is the disease that is the quite common, occurs in all the plants. We have concentrated only on the leaf part. Okay, so we tried to identify these diseases in rice. There is the rice blast, sheath blight, and sheath rot. Okay, so these are the research gaps which motivated us to work over this. From the literature review, it was understood that all the work that was done is confined to some particular disease, as I mentioned, mostly the rice blast or brown spot, not all the frequent diseases. There is a huge scarce of Oryza sativa image data sets. This also I have mentioned. Before entering into any machine learning or AI kind of thing, you should know whether you are having enough data sets to train your machines. Why? Because we can learn from our experience, but the machines will learn from the data alone. Without data sets, you cannot do anything with the AI, right? So the accuracy rate achieved was because of using the auto weight calculation. In all the algorithms we have come across, auto weight calculation is used, auto weight allocation is used in deep learning architecture framework. So we tried manual allocation of weights to the deep learning architecture. That is the sparse gap where the researchers can work on is manual allocation of weights to deep learning architecture and finding a system that can give you a good accuracy rate in identifying and classifying Oryza sativa plant diseases. So this is the another one, plant stress management system using ML. Plant stress is thing, but the plant will be in stress if it is affected by some diseases. Okay, so we identify and recognize whether the plant is having stress or not. That is the first module. That is the disease symptoms, spot on leaf plants, and microbial attack. So if any of these things are identified, it is said that it is the plant is under stress. And after we identify that the plant is under stress, we will be identifying the stages. That is either absence of stress, or it is a mild stress, or it is a high stress. That is the categorization. This can be done with the help of the AI model. The AI model is using the weather database and the stress images. Already we will be feeding the stress images, and based on the stress images and weather database, it is forecasting, and it will be helpful for the plant stress management system to recognize and classify the stress. So this is the another thing, and these are all some of the identified areas for enhancing agriculture sector. The one is agriculture crop condition, and weather and climate, ecosystems, decision support for agriculture planning and policy making, and control of greenhouse, artificial neural network for plant classification using image processing. Okay, so these are all the some identified areas. It is not limited to that needs enhancement in agriculture sector. And regarding the computational intelligence, what are all the things you can do? This is the, for searching procedures, you can go for the exhaustive techniques like random walk, and calculus based, that is numerical based technique, that is the gradient method, and hill climbing, genetic algorithms, and stochastic techniques. So these are all the some of the search procedures you can use. Under this biologically inspired algorithm, the biosystem derived algorithm BDA, you can search in the Google like BDA. You will be finding this photosynthetic algorithm and leaf cellular automata. The photosynthetic algorithm is depends upon the number of carbon molecules, right? It is wherever the genetic algorithm can be applied, there you can use this PA also, that is photosynthetic algorithm also, right? Likewise, the leaf cellular automata, it is not new technique. It is a old technique. It has been used in 1980s itself. This LCA is having the 4 layers. One is for stomata and another one is for CO2, one is for water. Like it is having 4 layers, and it is a best optimization technique for the crop management. Okay, LCA, that is a leaf cellular automata. So these are all the some of the areas you can look into, and you can improvise using this. You can improvise these algorithms too. And coming to the key points. So some of the things I want to tell here is AI can be appropriate and efficacious in agriculture sector, as it optimizes the resource use and efficiency, and it solves the scarcity of resource and labor. So throughout these slides, I'm trying to insist it is used to solve the both the scarcity and of the scarcity of both the resources as well as the labor. Okay, to a large extent, adoption of AI is quite useful in agriculture, and AI will complement the challenge to make right decisions by the farmers. But still, in order to explore the enormous scope of AI in agriculture, applications need to be more robust. We are not concentrating on a robust platform. That is, we are concentrating to say, for example, my case also, I have developed this for the groundnut plant, but I don't know whether it is useful for another also. So I am just trying to make it robust. That is, this classifier can be either in the extended version, it can be used for identifying for another crop also. That is nothing but the robust. Only then it will be able to handle frequent changes in the external conditions. Okay, and the next thing is, while large scale research is still in progress, some applications are already available in the market. The industry is still highly underserved. Okay, so why it is, when it comes to handling realistic challenges faced by the farmers and using autonomous decision making and predictive solutions to solve them, farming is still at a nascent stage, right? So that is, the industry is still highly underserved, and we can contribute many things to it. Okay, so the next important aspect is, last but not least, it is exorbitant cost of different cognitive solutions available in the market for farming. Though it is available in the market for farming, it is not reaching the small scale farmers. The solution need to become more affordable to ensure the technology reaches the masses. That is, whatever you are trying to produce, you make it indigenous. If you are going indigenous, then it will be affordable to right from small scale farmers to all the commercial farmers, right? And so make it as an open source platform would make the solutions more affordable, resulting in rapid adoption and higher penetration among the farmers. Okay, so what next? So with the use of the sensors, IoT, and machine learning, the traditional practices in agriculture can be automated. So if you want to learn more, it is not limited to this. You can have more. And thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, you can go for it. Thank you for your patience, and thanks for listening.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear participants, if you have any doubts, kindly ask with our resource person. She is ready to answer your questions.
Otherwise, you can leave in the chat box. Even otherwise, if you have any suggestions or any guidance for your research also, you can write a mail to me. This is the mail ID suganya@cac.nats.ac.in, and I'll be replying all the mails. Any queries? It is a ocean. I try to give some essence of it. Within 1 hour or 2 hours, we cannot complete this. It is a ocean. So if anyone is working on it, you can ask me any doubts. Otherwise, if you have any general queries regarding the AI or the machine learning or any algorithms over it, which will be best, all those things, if you want to discuss, we can discuss offline also. Thank you for your patience, and thank you, Dharmalingam sir, and the entire team for this opportunity to share my views over the smart agriculture.
Thank you. Participants, if you have any questions, means you can ask. There is no question from participant side, ma'am. Actually, they cleared with our sessions, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Let me
Thank you,
conclude.
Bhaskar sir.
Let me conclude the session, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Can.
Kind of short and easy to read, but the echoes are truly endless. I hope that her echoes are truly endless for us by this wonderful session. In this way, I would like to thank our today's resource person, Dr. K. Suganya Devi, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE, IIT Silchar Assam, for providing a wonderful technical session on the topic of development of an IoT and AI-based agriculture activity. Thank you so much, ma'am, for providing this wonderful session.
Thank you, Bhaskar sir.
Thank you. Dear participants, the take session 1 attendance and the feedback link is posted in chat box. Kindly fill it soon. Thank you.
Okay, sir. May I leave?
Yes, ma'am, you can leave. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, all the attendees.
Hello. Bhaskar, is it audible?
Yes, sir, audible, sir.
Bhaskar, is it audible?
Yes, sir, audible, sir.
Good morning, participant. Today afternoon we are having a MCQ test after the session finish. Okay, 2 o'clock as a regular schedule. 2 o'clock the session will starts. After the end of the session, you have a MCQ test. All should want to attend that. In that MCQ test, we will collect the overall feedback. Whenever you are filling that overall feedback form, fill it carefully without any mistake in your name, department, destination. Without any mistake, you want to fill that form. Depend upon that filling of the form, certificate should be generated. So while filling feedback form, any more queries from the participant, you can give a hand raise signal now. 30 minutes. The test time should be 30 minutes. During that session, some of the participants want to give the online feedback. Yeah, Vimal Raja sir, you can ask your queries. Vimal Raj sir. Those who fill the feedback form, you can leave the meeting.